Hello, everyone. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it's Friday, so you're going to get your weekly Manhattan report. If you're listening to this, you're going to be ahead of the curve. Johnny, we got some interesting talking points to talk about as we get into the pipeline of the COVID price discovery. What do you think is going to happen here? Where are we headed?
Well, I think we're finally starting to get some sales coming in, getting some contracts coming in. We're starting to get the first substantive look, if I can use that word, into what the markets are actually doing. And I think this is going to be a meaty report, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and we're going to get into all that and tell you guys where we are in the cycle. That is at the end of this video, so you got to hang in there with us. Until then, let's check in on supply. Supply came in at 8,015. I think this is the first time breaching the 8,000 mark, and this is definitely on an upward trajectory. John, is that pace accelerating, or is that fading? What do you see?
It seems like it's starting to get a little bit toppy here. We're up 4% from the week before. But it feels to me like it's getting a little bit on the toppy side here, the active supply.
Okay, so we got to see how far we go. Will we breach 9? Will we breach 10? Or we're going to slow down here, and I guess that will show itself over the next month or two. In the meantime, this is dependent upon the pace of demand and pending sales. If that pace of demand and pending sales levels off, then that supply might keep going higher. But in the meantime, pending sales came in at 1406 for this week. John, what do you see in the chart?
Well, I'm putting the chart up right there. 1406 is almost 3% higher. So this looks like pending sales is starting to bottom out and start to point higher. I'm going to go ahead and touch wood. That I hope that's the case, but again, this is a pipeline number, so it takes a lot to turn this around. It's been almost it's over a month we've been reopened, so we're finally starting to turn the corner on pending sales.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to hear, especially going into August, when August is not typically our best month. It's hot, it's humid, people are away. Of course, people are away for a different reason, but generally that's what happens. And they come back in September. So let's take a look at a more granular level. How is that pace of new supply and how is that pace of new demand on a weekly basis? And let's see what we're doing here. 1 week active inventory. 1 week active inventory. Where did we come in? Ding, 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 ding. 604. That's a big number, Johnny.
That's like 10% higher than last week. I'm going to put the chart up there right now. And it's, weekly new listings have been hovering in this sort of 500 to 600 range since the reopening. Yeah, we were just talking about how the active sales seems to be a little bit toppy, but this indicates that we might have a little bit room to go here on the upside.
Yeah, this tells me that the trajectory in inventory is definitely going to keep going on the upside. Let's change this up. 1 week contract signed. 1 week contract signed. Our best measure of demand. We want that higher. Where did we come in? Ooh, 183. Ooh.
Oh, wow. So let me put this up. This is the best week we've had since the reopening, and it's
nice chart.
What's that?
Nice chart.
It's a great chart. I mean, look at this. This is the best week we've had. I mean, we're up 33% from the week before. And this is, it takes a while to get these things into contract. So hopefully this is an indication that the buyers are out and they're finding deals. And, if we can keep this up, that's going to put pressure on the active number, push that down, push the pending sales number up. And, the metrics will start turning. And then once that happens, maybe the buyers will get a sense of like, oh, maybe I should move.
Yeah, and contract activity begets contract activity, and buyers can sniff out when the market's getting better. So, agents out there, if you guys are waiting for a signal for buyers to let you know, hey, when's this market coming back? This is the indicator that you want to look at right over here. So this is very interesting, great to see. John, let's just go over a big point right here. I want to do a historical status search, and again, I'm going to go back to the COVID period. Sorry to keep using this, but I want you guys to just understand something. I'm taking March 23rd and I'm going to today, okay? And I'm clicking OK here. And I'm going to do contract signed and I'm going to do search. And my point is, how many deals were signed during COVID, the period of COVID shutdown and reopen? And the total is 1384. Now, some of these may have closed already, okay? Some of these may have closed already. So this historical status search is telling me how many were signed during that time period that I put in there. So 1384. You have some interesting charts that break down how many closings were happening by contract signed by month. Please show the chart and explain it very simply, and let's see where we're at.
All right, so I'm putting that chart up here now. So basically, you're seeing a whole bunch of blue bars, and what these blue bars represent are the number of recorded sales by the date in which the contract was signed. And you can see that, they're fold up from January or so 2019 all the way through March 2020. those bars are pretty full, but they drop off significantly. What does that mean? That means that we have yet to really get an indication of what those post-COVID deals are like, because the sales are just not there yet. They're just coming in at a very slow pace. We're just getting the very early look on that.
Okay, so if I look at July, John, there's around 5 sales or something like that. If I look at June, there's a little more sales. If I look at May, there's a little bit more. April, I believe, obviously has the most because that's the furthest away in time. But if you add all those numbers up, it's about 150.
Mm-hmm.
So think about the point I'm trying to make. 150 deals that were signed in April going on to now, out of 1384 closed.
Yeah.
Which means you got about 1,200 plus deals signed in this period of time, yet to close, yet to reveal price discovery. So when we look at where we are in the pipeline, the COVID pipeline, which is what we promised you for this episode, we are about 10% in, maybe approaching 15% in, with a lot to go. So the next couple of months is going to be your price discovery for this whole scenario that we've been in, and it's going to be a wild ride. So, John, what do you think?
Well, no, you're exactly right. I'm putting up a chart here right now, which is, again, looking at those sales that closed. What's the listing discount? So basically, what is the listing discount for the month the deal was made? And as you can see, the numbers will start really creeping up. Listing discount for May, June, July. I mean, June is really high up at 17%. But again, the price we pay for this early look at listing discount is that small sample size. So as the sales come in, these numbers are going to slowly tamp down, but it looks like they're sort of leveling off in the 10% range right now.
Okay, so that is very good information, and we are going to be your front row seat to getting that information on a weekly basis. So stay tuned. You can also get all this information on our forum, on our dashboard. You got questions, we got answers, and we got you covered. Thank you, John Walkup. This is Noah Rosenblatt. We are from UrbanDigs. This is your weekly update, and we'll catch you next time.